So today I'm going to run you through my poster presentation for HRM Research and Design. The aim of this poster presentation is to inform you about my HR topic of interest, explain the context and rationale behind the research, the methodology that will be used and the theoretical underpinning as well. So starting with my title then, which is an investigation into employee health and wellbeing, how this impacts work-related absences. The reason why I've picked this is because as an employee and from an employee perspective, I've worked in organisations that have had high absenteeism. So it would be interesting to see if adopting health and wellbeing strategies could positively impact absenteeism. So the context behind the research then, so the CIPD have stated that the number one cause of extended absences from work were due to work-related absences or mental health-related absences such as stress. 27 million days were actually lost due to these types of absences between 2017 and 18. Another survey conducted by the UK government suggested that 44% of absences were caused due to work-related stress, depression or anxiety. So it's important to understand what those main stresses are within organisations which could cause these types of absences. Understanding this and then implementing change could result in a happier workforce, better relationships between employees and increased productivity and a reduction in absences as well. A survey conducted by Simply Health suggested that 9 out of 10 organisations they surveyed who adopted a health and wellbeing strategy found this to be the case. So the rationale behind the research then, so the research will take place within the telecommunications sector within a private organisation. So the business currently employs over 30,000 people, but the proposal specifically focus on the sales and retention department within that. The business actually recognised within that department 17% of absences recorded in the contact centre attributed with work-related issues. And what I'd like to do then is look at ways to help the organisation actually reduce that number. And what I would then do for that is look at what the main stresses are within the organisation. Presently the business don't have a health and wellbeing strategy, so it's actually to see how that would impact it. Absences within the business are dealt with reactively, so employees will be offered help when they've been on long-term sickness, so at the return to work they'll be offered access to occupational health, change of shift, so it's about perhaps looking at it from a more proactive approach. Within the organisation as well, 26% of people who they surveyed within the latest survey felt stressed within their working environment, which is quite alarming. So moving on then to the methodology behind it all. So what I want to do is adopt 2 stages in conducting qualitative research. So the nature of the research within the proposed project will be exploratory, where case study design will be utilised. So I would want to be using qualitative primary research because it specifically focuses on absenteeism and wellbeing within the organisation. Non-probability sampling would be the most beneficial as this uses a smaller sample size. What I'd like to do is use quota sampling and pull a sample from people who have been off work in the last 12 months and people who haven't to gain a good comparison between people. The only thing with this is it could be quite hard to get this information because it would be confidential. How I would actually collect this data then would be through an online survey. So what I would do is send out an email to participants with a URL link ensuring anonymity, and they would be able to fill that out and send it back in with a true reflection of how they feel. This would allow a real in-depth insight because there's no names attached to it. But limitations can be identified within this method. Opinions could be biased. I could also receive a low response rate. So it's crucial for me to make sure that I have got a comprehensive cover letter attached to why I'm conducting the research and why it is important for them as well. Next, once I've done the first stage, I'll then move on to the second stage. So the first stage information that I would be gathering would be to identify key themes, and these key themes then would be used to conduct an interview with the management within the organisation. The reason I want to do this is to get a perspective from the management level. So with the themes identified, the first section, I'd also want to look at some key themes as well. So I'd want to get the manager's understanding of the absence policies, how confident they feel when people are off and how they deal with it. I also want to get their understanding of what the main stressors they think that cause work-related absences, how they feel. but also how they implement health and wellbeing within their teams. So because I'm wanting to get specific questions answered, I would then look at using semi-structured interviews to collect my data. So I feel that this would be beneficial as it's less rigid than a structured interview. So allows me then to have a more natural flow of conversation, maybe find out information I didn't know in the findings that I've had previously. So it would be more enriched information. But also it would allow me to have a personal connection as well and establishing trust with the manager. Of course, I'd want to make sure that I'm recording this so I can sit back and actually listen to the interviewee. So I would have to make sure that the interviewee was happy with getting recorded as well. So limitations can be identified here too. So limitations could be that it could be time consuming, and also I'd have to make sure that my skill set was up to scratch in order to conduct an interview, to make sure that actually I knew what questions I was going to ask and how I was going to go about it too. Now, once this has been conducted then, so I'd want to do some data analysis. So for the first stage, the data analysis approach I would take here is a content analysis. So the reason why I would do this is because content analysis looks at converting that qualitative data into quantitative data, so it's measurable. So I can look at key themes and put that into figures. Now, limitations could be identified here though, because when the data is interpreted, some of the words might be sent differently to what was intended. So it's just making sure that I'm accurately using this method. Next then, so I'd want to transcribe the audio from the interview. I could choose voice recognition or hiring a transcriber. However, I feel that I would rather manually transcribe. This will allow me to make sure that nothing's missed. It is time consuming and arduous, but I think it would be more beneficial. I think the benefits outweigh more than the limitations with this method. So the analysis approach that I would use here would be a grounded theory. The reason I want to use this is because there's no kind of strategy already adopted with health and wellbeing. I think grounded theory would allow me then to pick up the key themes and then implement a theory based on that. So I have to make sure within this though that I'm not making any pre-assumptions about what could be used and what could be done. I have to make sure I've got all the information first and then make conclusions based on that. So the presentation of findings within this, so the nature of the reports will be interpretivist. I want to make sure that I'm getting all the opinions. I want to be subjective and gather all the data. The research will be explanatory. I'll use qualitative methods. I want to use a mixed method approach within the case research to make sure that I'm getting a generalised idea across information that I want to gather there. So moving on then to the theoretical background. So first of all, looking at absenteeism. So absenteeism within the workplace refers to time taken off work by employees. This is normal within any workplace. This includes maternity leave, compassionate leave, annual leave and sickness as well. Management of sickness and absence levels within organisations is a key factor within any HR function. Contributing factors which could cause related absenteeism within the workplace could be high workload, pressure from management and bullying harassment as well. Limitations have shown that only 65% of managers receive no formal training. So that means that a high percentage of managers maybe are not sure how to record absences. Findings have also shown that businesses who record absences effectively are more likely to reduce levels of absenteeism within the workplace to increase productivity and create a happy workplace. Although general illnesses has decreased within the last 10 years, mental health absences have increased. Stigma is still attached to these types of absences, and in a lot of cases are not accurately recorded, as we previously mentioned. Employers must take mental health seriously within the workplace. The Health and Safety Act at work does state that employers should have a duty of care to all their employees, and the law also states it's unlawful to discriminate against anyone with mental health related illnesses. So it's imperative to ensure that they have a safe environment, people feel that they're able to talk about any issues that they might have. Health and wellbeing then as well, I want to look at. So health and wellbeing, from HR perspective, the health and wellbeing of employers refers to creating a positive environment for employees and businesses to strive. So health and wellbeing strategies should be adopted in line with business HR strategies. Evidence suggests that there's a clear correlation between health and wellbeing strategies and reduced work-related absences. Benefits also include higher productivity, secure working environments, less staff turnover and competitive advantage, so benefiting both employees and the business. To incorporate wellbeing strategies within the workplace, managers should be well trained, awareness should be raised within senior leaders about the importance of wellbeing, and promotion of good mental health should also be taken into consideration when adopting a wellbeing strategy, therefore creating a more robust strategy that can be embedded within the HR strategy. Now, limitations of health and wellbeing can also be identified. This can be costly to introduce within organisations and can also be seen as one-off initiative, and there's little buy-in from senior managers. So that's my presentation. Thank you for listening.